Mike Hermanson. I'm a professional triathlete. This is my second season racing as a pro. It's also my second season with Maverick Multisport. They are a team comprised of 3 males and 2 females that race professionally, and we have a group of sponsors that endorse all of us. And I'm just going to do a quick recap of the 2014 season, my goals, and kind of looking forward into next year. Starting out the 2014 season, I really focused on my swimming. I started swimming with the Lakeside Seahawks. They're ranked top 10 in the nation for kids swim clubs, and they show it. They have these 12 and 13, 14-year-old kids that are kicking my butt every single time I get in the pool with them. But it's good. It's really improved my swimming. Along with my coach, Brian Grasky, he's located out in Tucson, Arizona. He would give me swim workouts and swim tests to do to see how I was progressing, and really felt like the combination of the two people working together on my swimming really made a big improvement. I also talked to him about really wanting to improve my biking this year, and it has really improved a lot. I think I increased my improved my bike time in a half Ironman by about 8 minutes this year. Still have a little work to go, but I'm really happy with the progress so far. All those improvements over this season, I really felt like a big part of it was taking recovery a lot more serious. Maverick Multisport put together a few sponsors for us, one of which was 110% compression. I wore the compression pants quite frequently to bed leading up to Ironman Louisville, and then also they had little pockets where you could stuff reusable ice packs in to help recover and reduce the inflammation. I also stumbled upon a company called Energy Bits. They're a company that makes spirulina algae. It's the most nutrient-dense food in the world, and it has a lot of antioxidants, the most antioxidants gram for gram out of any food out there. I started putting those in my smoothies that I had on a daily basis, and I really noticed that my recovery time was decreased, and I wasn't as hungry as soon after having one of those smoothies because of the extra protein in them. We also have Primal Sport Mud. This is a topical cream that you put on your body wherever it's sore, and you apply heat to it, wrap it in plastic and apply heat. And I don't exactly know how it works, but I can tell you that it does work. It is incredible stuff. They also were the Title Expo sponsor for Ironman Louisville. They were Ironman Chattanooga, and in a couple of weeks they'll be at Ironman Florida. Let's talk about the bike for a little bit. Behind me you can see the bike that I rode this season. It's the Argon E118. This bike is absolutely amazing. It is super stiff, super smooth ride. We also had MV composites, the wheels that you see on the bike. The ones that I have on there now are my ones I use for training. They're really, really stiff, really light. I pretty much put these wheels through everything, between group rides and hilly rides and windy rides, everything. They handle them incredibly. We also have Vittoria tires on these wheels. I went the whole season without getting a flat, training or racing, and they stood up quite well to the roads, and whether it was raining or the roads were slick, I didn't have to worry about slipping or sliding. We also have rotor Q rings. I started out the season with their standard size Q ring. What this does is it makes the down portion of the pedal stroke, also known as the power phase of your stroke of the pedals, a little bit longer. It was the oval shape of the rings, so you can produce more power, and then it kind of shortens the dead phase at the top of the bottom of the pedal stroke, so you can kind of smoothly go through them and create more power very efficiently. And I noticed an immediate increase from when I took off the standard circular chain rings and put on the put on the rotor Q rings, it was probably around 6 to 8% increase, which is insane. That is a lot of power, a big advantage, and I feel like the Q rings helped me tremendously with getting the PRs on the bike splits in both halves and fulls this year. We also have Cobb Cycling. They are the producers of the saddles that we ride, and I cannot say enough about these saddles. I rode several different types of saddles before I finally settled on John Cobb's V-Flow Plus, even before they sponsored me. They are the most comfortable saddles out there, and I couldn't have put together this bike by myself and kept it maintained by myself. I had a really good local bike shop named VO2 Multisport that took care of me and all my needs throughout the year. So thank you for your support. So fast forward to Ironman Louisville. Obviously, it's my hometown race, and I really wanted to do well there. It also happened to be the last year that Ironman was going to have a pro prize purse, and it really motivated me to do the very best that I could. I really felt like I had a shot at pulling out a win here, and I didn't quite get it, but it's a work in progress, and it's only my second year racing, so I'm very happy with the 4th place result. I had the second fastest swim to Guy Crawford of the male pros, and I exited about a minute and a half ahead of the chase pack. On the bike, I had a PR on the bike. It was about a 450. I was expecting to go a little bit faster, but there was a bit of a wind change out there, and I think the bike times were a little bit slow across the board. And then the run for Ironman Louisville is always a death march. But the one thing that made it a lot harder this year was the humidity and the heat. It was just through the roof, so humid, so hot. Ended up having an okay run. It really wasn't anything to write home about, but it was good enough to keep off the 5th and 6th place guys who started the marathon about a minute to 2 minutes behind me, and I thought for sure they were going to catch me. But I kept digging deep and was able to cross the finish line with no blisters on my feet, thanks to Swiftwick, and secured the 4th place finish, which was my best finish for Ironman to this point. After I crossed the finish line, my right leg seized up really, really bad, and I couldn't even walk safely on my own for about 4 days, and I was in the worst pain of my life for about 36 hours. I've literally was walking around the house with a Louisville Slugger baseball bat as a crutch to help me get around the house, and my wife pushed me up on stage to accept my 4th place award for Ironman Louisville in a wheelchair, and Patrick Evo guided me down safely down the ramp after the awards, so thank you to him for that. I also visited Occupational Kinetics. They're a local chiropractor and physical therapy, massage therapy, pretty much everything under one roof there to help with my leg to get healed as quick as possible. I told myself if I got fully recovered in 2 weeks, I would give it a stab to go out to challenge Rancho Cordova and finish off the season with another 70.3. But unfortunately, the injury was a lot worse than what I expected it to be. It actually took me about 4 to 5 weeks until I could even run again. So I kind of just looked at it as God had a purpose for it, and I had a lot of things on my plate that I kind of was neglecting over the course of the season, and was able to focus on getting those done. One of them was a remodeling projects, and I spent countless hours. I don't even want to think about how many hours I spent over the course of about 2 or 3 weeks remodeling a bathroom, redoing the floor in a kitchen, painting. It was insane. But thank you to Qdoba for feeding me through this, because I did not have time to cook at all during it, and kept me going with the queso and the burritos and the guacamole. So now that I'm fully healed from that injury and the remodeling projects are done, it's time to get back in shape. So I've started swimming again with the Lakeside Seahawks, and those 13-year-old kids are making me be very humble as I swim behind them and try to stay on their feet. I also started going back to Pure Fit. They're a boot camp here in Louisville that's run by a guy named Mike Jett. He heads up the Human Performance Lab at University of Louisville. Very knowledgeable. He's whipping me back in shape, getting my legs stronger and the rest of my body stronger to prevent injury for next year. And I'd also just like to thank all of our sponsors one more time, and especially Champion System for making really good clothing for us to train in and race in. And I look forward to coming back in 2015 a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, and a little bit smarter when it comes to racing, training, and recovery.